Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of My Speaking Podcast. I'm your boy, Dark Side of Daryl, Santee, South Carolina Finest, Orangeburg County own. We back again. Thank y'all for joining us. I got my other podcast partner on the other side. You can go ahead and let him introduce himself.
What's up, man? This your boy Mike, aka Boober, aka Choke Yourself.
Hey, man, we may not always be right, we may not always be wrong.
But you know, I always get our mouths opinion what we're speaking on.
Well, with that being said, we're going to talk about the events that happened last night, man. You know, the NCAA Men's Championship. You had Houston, you had Florida, man. It was a great game, a great final, one of the greatest finals that I've seen in a while. So it was a really good match. Houston, great defense. They were scoring some points and stuff like that, but like I said, every time somebody has a run, Houston was up by 12. Florida came back and made a run, and then Florida actually stepped up on defense. And that's one of Houston's thing. They're real big on defense. Made Houston turn the ball over like 4 times within the last minute and like 30 seconds or something like that. So, what did you think about the game, Mike?
It was two heavyweights.
Yeah.
I think just like two heavyweights, the first couple of rounds, they were filling each other out the first quarter
Yep.
because it was like first half it was 12-12.
Yep.
And then Houston went on a good run.
Yep.
And they came out the second half on a run, but just like a
Yep.
heavyweight.
Yep.
Florida took Walter
Clayton.
Clayton. They took Walter Clayton Jr. off the ball the second half. He started
Yeah.
running around off screen. So if you look at the first half, he handled the ball the first half. The
Yeah.
thing about this kid is a little different from most people. He can handle the ball, he can initiate the offense, and he can just shoot. So he can do either or. So he's one of the ones who can do either or. So the
Yeah.
second half, Florida understood that, okay, they are solely focused on him bringing the ball to court. They kind of took away from him being aggressive.
Yeah.
Second half, they took him off and made him a shooting guard. He started creating more. And once I think the key turning point for me was he went to the free throw line. He had 2 free throws.
Yep.
Before then, he wasn't hit nothing. Then all of a sudden, hit them free throws.
Start hitting them.
As soon as you see the ball go in the hole, you start working. And like I say, I think Florida was very, very lucky to be down 31-28 at halftime without him scoring.
Yeah.
But the other kid, I think his name was Richard. I think he was stepping up hitting all the threes and stuff.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He was killing. So, and like I say, but everybody had to step up. And I think Houston at the end, it's the old saying, big ball players win big ball games.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, I'm not gonna say they choked, but they just like it got to the point where it's a role versus a Duke game.
Exactly.
Duke had to lead. Houston came back and took
Did
it
the
over.
same thing. Yep.
And the same thing happened to Houston. Houston had to lead the whole way through, and then all of a sudden, Florida. So, but those for the weekend, it was two games, good games on Saturday night. It was a great game on Monday night.
And,
so that game will go down as the final top 5 to me.
Yeah, and the reason why I think that those games were really good, Mike, this is in my opinion, man. I'm just thinking outside the box, man. Because of the NIL deal, man. The reason I say that is because now these cats are like, you know what? I ain't got to try to rush to get into the draft, try to rush to make it to the NBA. I can stay, like 4 years in college. I can get paid. I can help my family out, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about, going to the G League or, D League or whatever. I can stay and make my money and develop my game. That's why the game's been good.
A lot of these players that's coming one and done, coming out of college too early. They don't look good. They take a chance. Like you said, you made a great point. If you can go 4 years and you get paid, just say hypothetically, you get paid $1.5 million a year.
Yeah.
Just hypothetically.
Yeah.
You're talking about $6 million before you even step on the pro court. If you make it to pros. If you don't make it to the pros, you're already still a millionaire. You're set.
Still good.
So it's now. I think you're going to be seeing more of these kids. Prime example, Ian Jackson. Ian Jackson just transferred from Carolina.
Yeah.
He was he was a McDonald All-American coming into North Carolina. But he's transferred. He's in the transfer portal. He's not even thinking about going pro. He's in the transfer portal. Telling me that, hey, I'm going to stay and make some more money. I'm going to go to another school, get a better opportunity to make my draft stock go higher.
Exactly.
That's smart. So, like Walter Clayton, he progressed every year, Florida. Every year. Now you see the fruits. He's going to come out this year. Beginning of this season, they he's going to be a late first, early second. Now this kid done worked himself all the way to a top 10 pick, in my opinion.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It's the NIL can help college basketball and they can hurt it because it's a simple fact. You can make kids stay longer now. Better games, get more seasoned. Houston, I think 3 or 4 Houston players were either graduate and they were older. So hell, one dude had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. He's been there 6, 7 years. I'm like, but it was a good game, man. So I
Yeah,
mean, I felt I had no dog in the fight. So let me just
me
say that
neither.
off gate. But I
Yeah,
felt bad for Houston because Houston never won
me.
one,
Yeah,
and they always been close. So
always been
by
close.
Florida winning back to back, years ago, I was like,
Yeah,
"Dang, just let them win." So, but I saw a great game. So
it was a
either
great
way,
game. Yeah, great game. Like I said, even like I said, the other game, the Duke and the all the final those final four, like I said, all it was top, all number one ranked teams in each division. That weekend was a great weekend, man. There was some
yeah.
real good ball being played. Auburn played real good again. It was good all around, man. Good for college basketball. A great look for college basketball, men's and women's. We talk about the women's. The women's, even though South Carolina got blown out, but it still was a good look for the women.
Well, for South Carolina, Don Staley always had a Elijah Boston. She had, what
A
Boston?
big,
She always
yep.
had what's the one
Asia,
of
Asia,
this
Asia.
Asa
They had,
Wilson? You had Wilson. You had Boston. You always had a big that dominated.
and the other girl that she
So
just the Coco, she's from Brazil, the tall light skinned one. She went
yeah,
last year.
so she was
Yeah,
6'6". Yeah, six.
yeah.
South Carolina this year to me, the one glaring hole they had no inside
They had
presence.
big, but what happened with
And I
them?
said to myself,
Mm-hmm.
whoever won the UCLA UConn game, in my opinion, was
Yeah,
gonna win the national championship anyway. That's what I said.
yeah, yeah,
Now this is without Juju getting hurt. Now if Juju got hurt,
yeah,
totally different game.
yeah.
But I'm saying UCLA, I think UCLA UConn had the better teams in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. South Carolina lost this big early in the year. I think she hurt an MCL or something like that. So that's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that really hurt them. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, the offense was kind of stagnant. Well, you see the old girl from Florida State just transferred over there. The South Carolina.
Yeah,
Um,
but see, South Carolina is going to get players. But see, what I like about this now, USC just signed the top two player in the country. She
yeah,
going to USC to be with Juju Watkins.
yep, yep.
So
So
I see next year. I see UCLA being good, USC,
being good.
University of South Carolina, UConn.
Yep,
The teams that were strong this year, I see a lot of these teams
yep.
are going LSU, the Texas. So
The
women's college
TCU's,
basketball is
yep, is in a
so
good place.
women basketball is here to stay, man. It was a good look. So, but
Yeah,
it was
UConn.
overall good basketball all weekend.
Yeah, UConn with Sarah Strong. She's just a freshman. Um,
Yep.
and
The young,
80 what's her name? 84, AZ Fud.
the one with
Yeah,
number 35,
yeah,
number
yeah.
30. She done tore her knee up, I think, twice.
That was yeah, twice, yeah. So yeah, it's
Yep.
gonna be women's basketball gonna be looking real good. College basketball gonna be looking real good. Well, hey,
It is.
let's just talk about the hot topic that just came up on the news today. Mike Malone getting fired, him and the GM for Denver for the Denver Nuggets, man. And what you think about that?
I'm baffled because you literally have less than 5 games left in the regular season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to do it, the timing for me is just
Yeah,
weird. Something had to happen inside the locker room, inside that
bad
arena for them to say, you know what? Because I put it like, if you fire the GM and the head coach, that's telling me them two didn't get along.
at all.
So that's telling me that okay, the owner and the head
Mm-hmm.
people came down and said, look, if y'all can't
Mm-hmm.
get along to get this situation, we're gonna get rid of both of you.
Yeah.
And for you to get rid of head coach who after won a championship 2 years ago, less than
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, that's kind of weird. So I know
Yeah.
Jamal Murray's hurt, but this is me talking. I
Yeah.
think Malone might be mad because Booth didn't do anything to help this team in all season.
He didn't.
The
He
only thing he
did.
did was only thing he went and got Russell Westbrook. That's it.
That's it.
They had the same starting five. As a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
they lost Caldwell Pope. They
Yep.
lost Caldwell Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they brought in Brown. Brown is starting now,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not a shooter. Westbrook not a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Porter Jr. is iffy at best when he hot.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon not a shooter. So I mean, you put so much on Jokic, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he can't win a championship by himself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like Denver didn't do themselves no justice by helping
It
themselves
didn't.
out.
Yeah.
Even at the trade deadline, they didn't make no
Mm-hmm.
moves.
They
So
didn't make any. They didn't do
who
anything at all.
who knows what's going on between that? If the coach and general manager like, look, they beefing or what? But
Yeah.
it's just not a good look. And you
It
see,
had.
Memphis just fired their coach.
Yeah, but it had to be real bad, and Mike. That's all I'm thinking. They must have came to blows or something. It had to be bad for them to fire them cats. They're like, it had to
Well,
be bad.
we would know more in the next 24 hours because
Yeah.
it literally happened This happened what 2 or 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
So something in that you got to realize Denver is 3 hours behind us. So this what
yeah.
happened. It happened this morning time out there.
Morning. Yeah. Yep.
They might have went through a walkthrough or they had some words or something. Who
Yeah.
knows? And say,
Yeah.
that's it.
Who
So
knows? Yeah.
it's gonna come out by time tomorrow come when we get off work tomorrow. We'll see, but
Yeah.
it's got to be something to that. And I'm at the point. Jokic might even want to say, look, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
I
True.
can't carry this load by myself.
And
So
I think
I don't know.
like I said, when it came out, I saw Perk was saying something too. He said he was kind of looking at Jokic's body language, like he said when you start seeing the star player, how their body language look when when they're talking to the coach, that's a telling sign too. So he was saying something about that
Well,
earlier
hell,
today.
we can't talk about Jokic's body because Jokic's body look like it ain't. He don't look like no NBA player. If we gonna be serious about the Jokic's body, you got Karl Malone, David Robinson. You think about them
Yeah,
players jacked up Jokic.
yeah,
You look
yeah,
at Jokic. Jokic he's like a 7-foot mechanic working on some
yeah.
cars and just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
He don't
Mm-hmm.
he don't give you that body that I work out. But when I say he
Yeah,
one of the best centers I've ever seen, man, he can
yeah,
play.
yeah. Yeah, and like I said,
Like I say, you see
everybody.
Memphis got rid of their coach.
Yeah, they did. I'm trying to figure out that situation too. Did Ja Moran have something to do with that? Is him and Ja?
It's coming out now after a week ago. They're saying that Ja was upset how they were using him in the offense.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna harp because me and you, when we started this podcast, the podcast
Mm-hmm.
started off because of the John Morant gun situation. If you can you remember that, right? We was arguing at
Yeah,
work.
I
We got we got
remember
we got this close to each other in each other's face. We was arguing at work. People thought we were gonna fight. We were just arguing. You
that.
remember that, right?
Yeah, I
Because you
remember.
were saying that what you always told me, what you always said, you were defending him, talking about he young, he made mistakes. That what you said,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, uh-huh.
And I said to myself, you don't get that many when you have an opportunity coming from Dazzell, or
Yeah,
you want to say Remper, South Carolina, where he come from, we
yeah,
both know what that is.
yeah,
Dazzell and
uh-huh.
Remper. I kept saying back then, when you got that kind of position, when you coming from that area, you
Mm-hmm.
should cherish you. You a multimillionaire. They
Yeah,
pretty much can make you the face of the league.
true.
And to me, he still ain't learning. So
Yeah,
now looking at it, now we've been on this podcast almost 2 years going now.
yeah,
2 years.
uh-huh,
May have
uh-huh.
been 2 years this year for us.
Yeah.
This happened before we started the podcast. Remember 2 years
Yep,
ago?
yep, yep.
Has he? Do you think now he learned a lesson, or is something wrong with him?
I don't know, man, because like I said, he been hurt, so he ain't been really he been out a couple of games, like I said, with the shoulders and stuff like that. When he did the little gun sign thing the other day, and they were trying to get him a fine or something like that. I think it was at the Golden State game when he did the little sign or whatever like that. But he did like how some people do the gun sign or they'll do like this right here when they shoot a three or something like that. He did like a little gun sign. They made a big thing about it, and then he was like, "Well, dang, why when Steph them do it or anybody else do the little gun thing, it's okay, but as soon as I do it, it's an issue." I was looking at that too. I was like, "Dang, why are they making it a big issue about him when he do it?" But like I said, everybody else, a lot of people across the league do the same thing. The little, but they'll point or they'll do like this right here, or something like that. So I don't know, man. That's still up for debate as far as like with Ja or the situation with the coach. I don't know what happened. Um, we'll see. Like I said, it'll probably come out over the summer or something like that, and we'll learn a little bit more about that. But we got the okay. What about the NFL draft? We got that coming up. I've been seeing the little mock drafts and stuff like that saying, Cam Ward going number one to the Titans. Number two, you got what's my man name from the Giants? I think you got oh man, my man Hunter is going. I think Giants. No, it's not the Giants. It's the Browns. I think. Then you got Abdul Carter going to the Giants. But we'll see how that go, man. But like I said, it's your boy Darryl Ramada speaking podcast, man. But I had a little bit of technical difficulties today. We got a very special announcement. Let me see right here. Yeah, we
Okay.
back in here. Yeah, we good. You good?
Yeah, man. Technical difficulties, man.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just.
what I just said, man. Yeah, you straight. You straight. Okay,
So
so for the draft, so what you think? Okay, the draft. I'm saw the mock draft. They got Cam Ward going number one to to the Titans. I think they were showing number 2. What's that? Dual Carter going. Giants got number 2
No,
pick.
they got
The
Cleveland
dual
taking
going.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, for number
They
2.
got
Then
a
the
dual. They got a dual Carter going to 3 to the Giants.
Giants. Yeah. What about number 4?
Num- Number 4 was Will Campbell going to the Patriots.
And he from
5,
Michigan.
no, he's the offensive lineman. I think from
Offensive lineman.
LSU.
LSU.
I
Okay.
think I think LSU. 5 was Mason Graham. The only one I know, I think the 2 people I know for sure going to the places they got him picked. I think one is Cam Ward. I think number 5 is Mason Graham going to Jacksonville. Number
Yeah.
6 will be Gentry. I think he's definitely going to the
He
Raiders at
going to
6.
Raiders. He going to
So that's
Raiders.
6. So 3 of the first 6 I can see. What it's
Yeah.
going to come down to be completely honest with you, if somehow, some way Cleveland does take, just hypothetically, they take Travis Hunter. The Giants gonna have the big thing. Are they gonna take a dual Carter or are they gonna take a quarterback Shador Sanders?
This thing they might take a duel, from what I'm seeing. They say
Yeah, that's what I
Shador
heard
might. This
too.
says Shador might drop number 9 to New Orleans,
I
to the
saw that
Saints.
too.
Yeah.
So they got the Panthers locked in with Jalen Walker. That's who they got him locked in at
Yeah.
number 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So and he's a hometown kid because he's from Salisbury, North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but like I say, and matter of fact, another thing I saw today,
What?
Melrose, the quarterback from Alabama, Melrose,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
he had a private workout with Cleveland and the Saints, I think.
Uh huh.
So and he just got invited to the first. He got invited to the draft party Thursday night.
Well, you know what? You know they said when I had his pro day. They said that cat. They
But
said, man.
but did you hear what I just said? If he
Yeah, I
gets
heard
if
this.
he gets if he
If
gets to he gets invited to the draft party Thursday
that
night,
means
somebody
yeah,
knows something.
somebody
Somebody
knows
in the
something.
inside knows something. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
take their kids. So
Yeah.
see, he wasn't projected to go first round
Exactly.
until he had his pro day.
That cat.
So
They said, man, that cat looked like he was doing look like Conan the Barbarian when Conan the Barbarian was pushing that wheel, man. This is that cat.
he's a big. He's to me. I think he's a poor man version of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He can run like Jalen. He's strong like
Mm-hmm.
Jalen, but
Mm-hmm.
his accuracy is not there yet.
Not there yet. Yeah.
So he definitely got to go to a team. He got to sit for a year. He will have
Sit
to go
for a
somewhere and
year.
sit for a
Yeah.
year. So
Mm-hmm.
if the
Mm-hmm.
Saints do take him, that means the Saints are telling you that we're gonna go a car again for a year. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna go with what's the little guy that be doing a dual threat with them, number 7. He be running back, fullback.
I forgot the quarterback. I can't think. Ted,
Yeah. Um.
he got hurt, but I know who you talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got
So
hurt.
yeah. So I can't think of his name. Save my life,
Yeah, I
but the
can't think of
white
his
kid.
name
Yeah.
here.
He's
Yeah,
strong, but he always come.
yeah,
He like a gadget player, but that
exactly.
means. So that means he can Melrose can sit back there and watch Carr for a year.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
you got to realize too now they just took Spencer Strider last year
Yeah.
from
What
South
what you what
Carolina.
you
So
what you think? I heard Lou Dort, the guy from Mississippi, the quarterback from Mississippi, got a lot of people kind of like looking at him too.
he it's good now. Okay, so what we saying, me, you saying the same thing. He was going to be a first round pick anyway.
Yeah.
He's projected to go between 15 to 20.
Okay.
If
Okay.
Melrose fall in there, he's gonna have 4 quarterbacks going now because they're
Yeah.
supposed to be 3. So
Yeah.
somebody has seen something in him, or you can
Yeah.
look at it like this too. Cleveland, this to me was sound like to me. This is what it sounded like to me. Just remember I told you this
Okay.
first. If Cleveland got the second pick, they're gonna take Hunter. He's the best overall player in
Yeah.
there by far.
Yeah.
Him and the dual
Buffer.
Carter. They can trade back into the first round, late in the first round, to draft
Mm-hmm.
Alabama quarterback.
Yeah.
Because if you move it, okay, it's 32 picks. If Cleveland's got the first round that Friday night, they got the first pick in the second round that Friday night, or the second pick somewhere up in there. You can
Mm-hmm.
move up 2, 3 picks back into the first round to draft him.
Yeah.
So you're
True.
not going to lose that much draft capital. So
Mm-hmm.
be interested in watching Cleveland draft night to see if Cleveland moves back into the first round to
To
draft a
get
kid from
Milrow.
Alabama.
To get
I
Milrow.
would say between 28 and 30, somewhere up in there. Somewhere up in there,
Yeah.
they can move back in there. So
Yeah.
they're going to be the ones. I feel like what they're going to do is say, you know what? We're going to solidify our defense with Travis Hunter and our offense with Travis Hunter. Go back
Mm-hmm.
and get this kid here. They have a great first day of picking me.
First day, yeah. Uh-huh.
But if I'm the
Uh,
Panthers, if I'm gonna say this, if I'm the Panthers, if the dual Carter go to 3, somehow he slipped past the Giants and he go to 4. I'm almost positive New England would take calls because New England say that New England can get an offensive tackle later down.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10. If I'm the Panthers, I'm not hesitating.
You
Hey, what you
trading up?
need? What you need? I want to do Carter. What do you need?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you go back and think about this here. If you put him, just close your eyes for a second and think about this. If this kid is anything like Michael Parsons, who's like a Tasmanian devil in Dallas, you got this kid coming off the edge. I don't care what you do, he gonna make your back end that much better because he gonna put pressure on that quarterback.
Yep.
That means so
Yep.
J.C. Horn interceptions to go up, Mike Jackson interceptions to go up. It helps everybody out. So
Yeah.
if me, I'm going to get the impact defensive player. I'm not trying to get a Jalen Walker or Mike Green or none of these guys that's projected between in the middle rounds of the first round. I'm going to get the best defensive end in the class.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm
that's just
liking
that's
that
just
too. Yeah. I mean that's definitely a good scenario, man. I can see that happening. I mean, like I said, anything's possible. I like your input and your input on that.
I'm
That's
just reading in between the lines because when I read that earlier that they invited that kid to the company to the Thursday night, they're not inviting him to sit in there just to embarrass the
exactly.
kid. He
Exactly.
knows something. I like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat in that green room and he ain't come
Yeah.
out to the next round.
Yeah.
What's the kid at Tennessee?
Um.
With the strong arm from Kentucky, Will Levis.
Uh. Will Levis. Yeah.
Will Levis. Will
Yeah.
Levis. He missed the first round and had to come back the next night.
Exactly.
The NFL is trying. So the NFL has said they already said this. They came out and said this. They don't want kids sitting in there for the whole. That hurts their feelings. The camera
Yeah.
gonna be on you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to invite people they don't know who's gonna be there. I'm almost positive if Alabama going to be there, if the Alabama kid gonna be there, they're gonna draft that kid.
Yeah, I think there is. That's going to be a good thing, man. Let's see. What you think about? And this is going to be the last question. What you think about? Well, I was talking about earlier at work. Depends on what the team needs. Cooper Flag, Cooper Flag, or my man Will Clayton Jr. Man, you know what I'm saying? If the Charlotte Hornets had the number one pick, man, who you think they pick? We'll leave it at that, man. We'll leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that, man. We're gonna come back. We got a special guest tomorrow, man, on the podcast. It's gonna be music related. It's gonna be a producer, recorder, Alonzo Gilmore. We're gonna have that for you guys, man. But we're gonna get back to this question a little bit later on, Mike, man. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, man. We're gonna end it with that, man. Y'all have a blessed day. My Speaking Podcast out, man. Peace out.